I'm going to update the documentation to point to that blog post. I know the FPTS library, Giulio Canti, who writes it, he writes some pretty cool blog posts on dev.to. Oh, there's a pull request in there. Oh no, he merged my pull request. This is going to be a massive pull request, man. Not best practices. Okay, so let's do this. C, and then we'll go down into here where we have the Zeebe batch worker. Let's just rep for it. It's a big page. At some point I'll break this into smaller pages, but not for now. Here's the section. Hello. Next. Okay, let's see. 3 batch worker. Next. Here we go. Okay, we've got some good code samples. Okay, see this blog post. For some more details. On the implementation. Yay! The other thing is in the change log, I'm just going to make a note. New features. Okay, tab. The internal operation of the client. BPMN diagrams. Diagrams. They're in the doc folder. Docs. Oh no, you can't put them in there. No, you can't put them in there. Look at the get ignore docs. Yeah, the API's documentation's automatically generated, so I've got to put them somewhere else. Example? Oh. Okay. Oh, I didn't even know this was in here. Hasn't been updated in a while. Forgotten that this was here. Example, so I got a guide which needs to be updated as well, but the README is really the best documentation for this. So where would I put this then? Interfaces. I think that gets automatically built somehow. Package. How does that get built? ESC. How does that get built? I do not know. Is it even necessary anymore? I don't know that it is, because from here. Yeah, okay. No, this is a problem now. I might have broken the library. I might have broken the library because I shifted stuff out of the interfaces. Interfaces publish contracts, definitely. Oof. Go to the definition. Yeah, I could have broken it. Okay, I think in the meantime what I'm going to do is I'm going to just export everything. Oh. Interfaces publish contracts, definitely. And then yeah, I'm gonna have to export the gRPC ones, right? Lib interfaces gRPC. We'll just export everything for now, and then I got to create a new what would I call this directory? BPMN, docs, no, design. Let's put it in design. There we go, and then we'll just drag these two into here. This change log. Okay. These can be found in the design directory. Like that. Okay. Wow, there's a lot of... Oh, man. There's a lot of changes in that. Okay, we'll add them all. And then just go like git commit -m. Oh man, I updated a bunch of stuff all at once. Okay, boo. Update. Sucks. It's one thing that cannot be tested at the moment is like, no, it can be tested. I do not have tests right now for changes that I make to the library that don't change the behavior of the library, but they change like type checking on consuming code. You know, it might say, hey, can't find this definition anymore. Yeah, what I really need to do is publish a test version of this package and then consume it in my code that I have that uses it, and the other way to do it would be for me to write a test that consumes it all. Tests. So this would be called the type surface area test. Spec.ts. Okay, so describe types API. Okay. And then we just say here, it hasn't broken any public contracts, type contracts. Something I have not been testing for. So const ZBC equals new Zeebe client. This actually requires a broker to run, so I should put this into integration. Okay, so and well, yeah, coming from the dist. Yeah. SRC? Nope. Yeah, okay, so this is the published contract here. What kind of things would people be relying on? Okay, if they want to make a handler, this is a Zeebe worker handler function. Auto import from there, but should come from here. Published contract. Okay, so very good. So it doesn't actually do anything. I just want to make sure that it types correctly. So here we're just going to say complete success. Yep. Actually, one way for me to, okay, so I don't actually care about the behavior. I just care if it can actually so expect true to be true, truthy actually. What up? It's going slow. So what have I changed? Just that. Yeah, okay. Let's push those changes to get a build happening. And then actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a look at the consumers of this package. I got like at least three main ones that consume it. Just check the issues, see if anything's been opened recently. Nope. Nope. Okay, cool. Did that design folder get added to it? Let's have a look. Design. Yeah, I think I did in that last commit. I have a look at my git ignore. Does it ignore design? Nope. So it must be committed. Okay, so I'm going to have a look at the consumers, the guys who are consuming my code on the internet. We got that working. We don't need that anymore. Nah, all good. Oh yeah, that's right. What did people like about my Stack Overflow? Plus 35. That's pretty good. Oh, -2. What is wrong with that? Like, legit answered the guy's question. Let me edit it. Okay. Let's see. Assuming that it passes your test suite in CI, of course. Okay, what does this guy say? Hi Josh, that's well and above. It's a well above and beyond post in my humble opinion. Thanks for the examples. I'll be using this as a reference, as it will be a little while before I visualize program flow in this way. Yeah, this guy asked about asynchronous syntax. Yeah. Gave him a working solution that solves his problem, and then like a bit of an explanation about promises, composition. Yeah. I mean, you know, like that's why if you watched an earlier stream, I think I did, it'll be in a different video from this one, why I've been thinking about things like, what about the race conditions in my Zeebe batch worker code? Because when I answer these questions on Stack Overflow, I have to actually like really deeply think about the problem space. And actually that design of the Zeebe batch worker state machine came out of answering someone's question on Stack Overflow about a global memory array. Yeah, I wrote a blog post about it and then basically just used the pattern. So yeah, I linked to it here. It's in this blog post here, which is part of my Stack Overflow series where I refactor people's Stack Overflow code. Valid use of variables, internal state. So you wrap a variable that represents actual mutable state in your application. You're modeling a domain that has real mutable state in it. And so you wrap it inside a singularity like this, you know, and then you return an API to it. So none of your program actually accesses a variable. Your program is most of your program is only interested in the value of the state at a particular point in time. Like right now, that's a constant. So you don't need to expose your program logic to the vagaries of actual mutable state. It just needs to be able to get like, what is the current constant value of something at this point in time. But inside that state machine, it actually needs to manage the mutation of the state as the domain itself mutates. So that's how I designed the batch thing. So the actual mutable state is in here, and then there's mutable state around time here. And then, you know, that's where you get into this thing where like, okay, there are race conditions, but imagine if I'd exposed my entire application logic to like mutation and race conditions, and then I had to track it down in several places. No, I just got a single API entry point down the bottom here. And it's a write only, because the application is only interested in writing to that mutable state, and then time is managed inside this boundary, time and the mutation of that. So the application has a single write only point where it just sends the job, doesn't care about anything else. Whole application concern of mutation is inside there. But I digress. Okay, you are most welcome. You know what? I might do some Stack Overflow, answering Stack Overflow questions on my stream. That'd be cool. So my issue here is with Twitter, and it's doing a redirect, and it's specifically around GitHub.io because I'm for sure there are a bunch of people who are using GitHub.io like this way. Set up a redirect, repository redirects, blah, 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 blah. New domain pages, launch. Nope. Okay, so Twitter card redirect. Whatever, I don't care. At least it's showing a picture in it, hey? That's enough. So, let's go to npm. npm.js.org. Zeebe node. Six dependents. So we've got this one and more. This one, not really. This one. PayK. Nest.js, this one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the GitHub repository. I mean, a real easy way for me to do it would be to pull the packages down, update the dependency, and then see if they still transpile. wonder if I can automate that. That would be the best way for me to do it. Yeah. Automate that. Make sure I don't break my type contracts with these guys. Actually, yeah, I'm pretty sure I can do that. Do they tag their branches? There we go. Lots of tags. Here's what I'll do. I'll open an issue. What? New issue. Feature proposal, bug report, regression report, feature proposal. Okay. Tag for CI with Zeebe node. Doing refactors of the Zeebe node client. And while I can guarantee behavior through tests, I want to make sure that the type surface area is stable for you guys. Okay, I can put motivation in here. Each proposal, a tag, or a tag I can check out. With new releases of Zeebe node. To do that, I'll write a CI task that checks out work it, updates the Zeebe node dependency, then transpiles and runs your tests to make sure that if any breaking changes do come in, I'm aware of the impact and can either design around it or submit a patch. Okay, so same thing in here. Yeah, cool. Does this have tests? Package? I don't know that it does. Okay, yeah, it does have tests. Okay, cool. Okay, so is it a peer dependency? Dev dependencies, peer dependencies. Okay, what is it saying here? Oh, Azure pipelines. Okay, inspect.ts. Nice. Okay, so he has an Azure pipeline file in here because that's where he runs his tests. I'm going to run my tests in GitHub. The general Node.js project with npm steps. Yeah. Okay. Cool. So let's do this. The only thing is, I guess master, right? I'll just check out master. Clone. Copy this. So in GitHub, hourly test. Okay. Let's do this. Test. Nest.js. Okay, so paste this in here. Test. Okay, so this is running the test on Common Cloud. We're going to test.nest.js. Paste that in there. Okay, good. So npm run test integration, and then I need to check out wonder. We don't need this. Don't need the integration tests. Just run that. Doesn't it like? Okay, it's a bit weird. Double quoted scalar. Whoa! Same error. Then a double quoted scalar. Okay, let's have a look at this code here. And oh, okay, it's probably because I got this thing at the top. Yeah, it's cool. So I want to do git clone. Early warning of breaking changes for the ecosystem, dude. Okay, so I'm going to git clone in this, right? And then if I cd into it, nest.js Zeebe. What's that? Npm install everything. Now I need to change the easiest, most ghetto way to do it would be to copy the dist folder over the top of the other dist folder. Look at package.json in here. It says main is dist index.js, so I don't know. Okay. I don't even know if this is a thing, but I'm going to try it. So it's one up. Bam. According to my calculations, this should just win. Let's push it and see. Type surface area test. Okay, we'll just say test nest.js. Compat. I'm really relying on the nest.js tests. That's cool. At least we can catch breaking type system changes that impact it. Yes. For great justice. For great justice. Okay, okay, the commit worked. Let's do the push, and then it will run this CI on the internets. Okay, and while it's doing that, while I'm waiting for my CI to run, let me go back and look at this. This is interesting. What's number 161? Probably update, okay, to a new version of Zeebe node. Merged, okay. 2 days ago. Okay, I see that it got merged 2 days ago. Okay, so if I go to, so where the action is actually happening is in my repo, which is a fork of the one where we released from. A thumbs up. Let's have a look. But that I think is from the Circle CI. Here we go. It's funny. Why is it running twice? Let's watch it do its thing. Okay, I posted a link in Slack to my article, and the picture shows up. Very cool. Let's tweet it out on the Twitters. Boom. Alpha 1 release. Batch access. Batch jobs that access external resources.